Hello, good morning again. Today we will talk about tomatoes. How to improve the yield of your tomato plant. Even how to make it into a giant tomato if you can. Now, tomatoes, if you just plant them, give them fertilizer, and leave them to grow on their own, they will produce fruit. But what's the quality of the fruit that you can produce? Now, I've learned through research that you can actually produce big tomatoes out of a normal bred tomatoes. How? Through a technique they call suckering. Now, suckering is derived from the word sucker. In the case of tomatoes, we are actually talking about um, anything in the tomato plant that tends to suck energy away from producing giant tomatoes. For example, this is one tomato stem, and as you can see, there's one here, one branch. The tip of this one, there is also another branch. Now we call this one a sucker. Why? Because it tends to suck only energy that would have been used to produce giant plant. So suckering means this. Since this is a suckering means we will remove them and leave the tomato only using one stem. Tomato should just rise from the bottom up, and that's why you need to put a stake on them. You have to stake them. So in this case, I tied them with a string here so that they will stick onto my stake. Uh, Normally, in really, if you're really producing tomato farms, you would actually put something here, put a support on the top, and put a string down, and then just coil them around the string as they grow up. So your tomatoes will just be from the bottom and then growing up. Okay. Now, I used to produce small tomatoes before, but after knowing this, then I started suckering my tomatoes every now and then. How often do you sucker them? Maybe a week or so. So I visit it every week, and if I found anything like this, for example, there's the main shoot, and there's a little one here which I like to remove this. This is a sucker. Since I've been doing that, then I started producing really good quality and big tomatoes. This one here, for example, I show you one here. Okay, that's the stem there, as you can find from the soil. It goes up, then there's the fruit there. I never have produced a fruit this bunch before. And then this is the next level. As it rises up, there's another set of fruit there. Then it goes up. Okay, there's another flowers there. I tied them with the with a string, so that, and put it a stake. Okay, my stake is quite short here. It should have been long, so that as it grows up, you keep tying them into the tree, and your tomatoes will just be hanging all the way from the bottom up to the stake. Now, here's another one. It's growing, already producing some large tomato there. There's another one also. As it goes up, there another bunch here, and there is return. There used to be suckers everywhere here, so this one I removed already. Now that stump is there, and then going to the top. Now, sometimes you could make mistake in suckering. You ended up with cutting all the branches as that it's not able to grow anymore. For example, if you remove this one as well as this one, then you ended up with nothing. Well, in this case, anyway, it's long enough. It's enough that it's started to produce some tomatoes there. You could actually, if you find that that is already good enough for you, you could cut them both, and the tomato will not uh, grow anymore. It will just be focusing its energy in trying to produce your giant tomato. Okay, so here I stake them into a post and waiting for it to grow big. And look at here, there's one which this was the first plant that was growing in my tomato garden. See that one there, it's actually giant. Okay, maybe you cannot see that it is that big. Okay, but these are giant tomatoes this time. I'm very happy. Okay, now when I see oversuckering, it means this one, for example, is a very big tomato. Okay, it's beginning to bear fruit there. Okay, so keep suckering them, cutting all the branches which are unnecessary. Only one branch should go up as it grows. Then I noticed that over time there are no more shoots coming out. I found out that I've cut all the shoots, and it ended up it stops here because this one has no more shoots. It's just flowers. So it will be as tall as this and only. It will not grow any bigger anymore. Okay. If you make mistake in suckering them, then you just leave it. Maybe it will grow some other stuff, and then just wait for that until it grows big. Okay, so now that you know, then you can produce your garden and make large tomatoes. Who would like to have a small thing? So that goes for tomatoes as well. Okay, it's nice to have large tomatoes. This one is just a few months old, so I expect them to grow some more and make more tomatoes. That's all for today. See you next week. Happy gardening with Bonnie's Garden.